Man, was there anyone on the Oilers who needed a goal more than Nugent-Hopkins tonight? And I'm so happy that he scored and got the game winner. The Oilers win 4-3 in overtime over the Utah Hockey Club, the Oilers' first ever game in Utah. And I think we all expected the team to come out a little bit slow out of the gate. As you know, the team was off for 5 days. So we expected that rust. We expected the team to get off to a slow start. The Oilers were down 2-0 after the first period, and they managed to have a big comeback. We're not used to that. We're used to the Oilers blowing leads this season. So it's nice to be on the other end of that. The power play connected twice. They continue to be strong on the penalty kill. They only had to kill one penalty because the refs literally were letting everything go. This game tonight reminded me of a lot of games in the early 2000s. Both teams were getting away with so much crap, so much clutching and grabbing. Halfway through the third period, I was just shaking my head. And then towards the end of the third period, before the Oilers got that late power play, I couldn't believe what both teams were getting away with. I was just shaking my head in disbelief. I'm very happy that the team ended up winning. My name is Austin, by the way. That's an over a minute long intro. So if you're still watching by now, thank you so much. If you end up enjoying this post-game reaction, make sure to hit that like button. And if you really like it, make sure to subscribe to the channel as we continue to build the best hockey community on YouTube here in the year 2024. And of course, it'll be continuing. I hope to make content for years and years to come. So the Oilers, like I said, they were down 2-0. They found a way to come back and win a hockey game that maybe they didn't quite deserve to win. However, if you look at the stats from the third period and overtime, the Oilers outshot Utah 20-9 in the third period and overtime combined, including 3-0 in that extra frame. Utah was outshooting the Oilers 22-12 after 2, but the Oilers were really starting to come along. And the Oilers, they looked terrible until Podkolzin scored halfway through the second period. Happy for Podkolzin, by the way. That is his second goal of the season. He now has goals in consecutive games. Really good to see. That was assisted by Draisaitl. And then Draisaitl, about 5 minutes later, he scored on the power play to make it 3-2 Oilers from McDavid and Bouchard. And then McDavid scored on a power play goal just a couple minutes after that to make it 3-2 Oilers, assisted by Bouchard and Corey Perry, who I actually think has been a terrific net front presence for Edmonton in the absence of Zach Hyman. I really like Corey Perry's game, and I actually hope they keep utilizing him on the power play for a while. At least even when Hyman's back, I know they're going to put Hyman back on the power play. They're going to put him back on the top line. But for right now, I like what Corey Perry has given the team. It's not a lot of offense, and he can barely skate out there compared to the rest of the team and other players on the ice. But for what Corey Perry is and what he has brought, I couldn't be happier. And the fact that he's even able to chip in with an assist on the power play in the absence of Zach Hyman, that's huge. He's been a terrific player for Edmonton this season. He's done a lot more than I expected. Basically what Derek Ryan has done this year, which is very little, is what I also expected of Corey Perry. So I've been pleasantly surprised by Corey Perry's performance at this point in the year. Lawson Krause tied the game early in the third period at 3:42. Assisted by Bukestas and Ollie Mata. It was a bad line change on the Oilers. Ekholm and Bouchard just jumped onto the ice. Bouchard kind of got caught flat-footed. Lawson Krause went around him. Nice shot by Krause. You would have never guessed that guy had not scored in 15 games until tonight. So good for Lawson Krause. He's had a pretty rough season with Utah. He's looking to get back on track. If you're a Utah fan, of course, you're probably happy to see him get off the schneid there. And then Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, just a minute 18 into overtime. It was so funny, too. The McDavid, Draisaitl, and Evan Bouchard had just come off the ice, and Adam Henrique, Nugent-Hopkins, and Matthias Ekholm jumped on for an offensive zone draw, and I texted my dad. I was like, Adam Henrique is on the ice in overtime? That's cringe. Well, guess what? You know what's cringe? Me thinking that that's cringe. The Oilers, with the huge win tonight, they get the 2 points. They're able to get back into a wild card position, or at least tied for wild card position as far as I'm aware. And I'm pretty sure they're a point, maybe 2 back of third in the Pacific. So the Oilers right now, they've won 2 straight. They're starting, you can see the wheels moving, the cogs turning. You can tell this team is on the verge of completely breaking out. And I really hope that on the second half of a back-to-back tomorrow against the Colorado Avalanche, the Oilers are able to come away with a victory tomorrow as well. It would be absolutely huge to go 2-0 on this little mini road trip, especially after that 5 days off. Come back home, feel good about your game, and get ready for Vegas on Tuesday. And then Thursday will be against Columbus. Of course, before the game, the Oilers are going to honor Connor McDavid for reaching the 1,000-point milestone, which is super exciting. I look forward to that. But we're going to take a look at some of the other stats from this game. If you look at the plus minus tonight, Connor McDavid was a -3. He got all of his points on the power play. And of course, Evan Bouchard was also a -3, but it doesn't matter. Who cares about plus minus when Bouchard has 2 points, McDavid had 2 points. They're contributing on the power play. This team, if they win hockey games, and we're calling them power play merchants again, just like a lot of haters out there, a lot of the other fan bases, they'll call McDavid and Draisaitl power play merchants. They haven't been power play merchants this year, but the power play was instrumental in allowing the team to win tonight, which makes me very happy. Henrique, Brown, Draisaitl, and Podkolzin were all +1. Draisaitl, again, he is second place in the entire NHL in goal scoring. I believe Reinhart is at 18 goals now. Draisaitl with his 17th of the season. Podkolzin is starting to heat up. Love to see that. Troy Stecher had an assist tonight, so that's great. And Ty Emberson, he only played 13:34, so a little bit surprising there. However, I thought Emberson looked fine. Darnell Nurse, I thought, had another strong game. There was very little to complain about with him, other than the fact he throws 10 muffins towards the net every single game. But you know what? He had been scoring. He's been feeling good about his game. His skating's good. He's been in position. He hasn't looked out of place. That is really, really good to see. Of course, Ekholm and Bouchard, like I said, Bouchard was -3. Ekholm was -2. And it's tough because that's your top pair. And there's going to be games where they're on the ice for a lot of goals against, but they've been on the ice for a lot of goals against recently, and not all of it's their fault. A lot of it sometimes is the goaltending. Sometimes it's other players that are jumping off or jumping onto the ice, and other times it is their fault. Sometimes it's Ekholm's fault. Sometimes it's Bouchard's fault. At the end of the day, though, they win as a team. They lose as a team. Calvin Pickard, he gave the team a chance to win tonight. He made a couple really big saves in the third period to prevent Utah from getting ahead after they tied it at 3. Calvin Pickard finished the night with 28 saves and a .903 save percentage. All Calvin Pickard has done all season long is give the Edmonton Oilers quality starts, and that's all you can ask for. As a fan, that's all we ask for. We want a quality start. We want the saves, some timely saves in a tie game. We want you to just make that one big save that can allow the team to regroup and get back on the counterattack, and Calvin Pickard has done that. He's done that all season long. He has been great. Stuart Skinner, he had a good game against the New York Rangers last Saturday. Let's hope that he's able to continue that momentum tomorrow against the Colorado Avalanche. It's going to be a tough matchup. Good news for Edmonton, though, is they are not the only ones on the second half of a back-to-back tomorrow night. The Colorado Avalanche, as of the recording of this post-game reaction, are currently in the third period against the Dallas Stars right now, so they will also be on the second half of a back-to-back tomorrow. Zach Hyman may get into the lineup tomorrow. It's unconfirmed. Victor Arvidsson likely not playing tomorrow, so they are going to be without a couple players likely once again. However, Zach Hyman is very close to returning. Still don't know what happened to him. I don't know if it's a shoulder, a hand, a head. Who knows what it is? And Victor Arvidsson, we may never know. That guy, I don't know if anyone has seen SpongeBob, the SpongeBob TV show. There's a chocolate episode where SpongeBob and Patrick, they're selling chocolate bars, and they knock on this one guy's door, and he's covered head to toe in a body cast, and he goes on this cry baby a story about every morning he breaks his arms, every night he breaks his legs or something. I don't know what the actual line of dialogue is, but that's what reminds me of Victor Arvidsson, is that episode of SpongeBob. This guy cannot stay healthy. He has not been able to stay healthy throughout his entire career. However, even though I'm making jokes and I'm referencing SpongeBob, I really hope Victor Arvidsson is okay, and I hope to see him back in the lineup very, very soon. If you enjoyed this post-game reaction, like I said, make sure to smash the like button. And if you really liked it, make sure to hit that subscribe button as we continue to build a great community here. Let me know your game thoughts in the comments section below. I love engaging with everyone. And of course, the Oilers will be back tomorrow night, and I will be back tomorrow as well. I will have a pre-game report up in the morning before that Oilers and Avs game, and then I'll do a post-game reaction video, of course. However, I'm also going to do a live stream tomorrow night. I do work until 8 p.m. Mountain, so When I get home, I will likely start the live stream around 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time, and that will probably be about a couple minutes into the first period. So if the game has started, the Oilers game has started, but my stream hasn't started, do not worry. I will make sure that I do get a live stream. I will be live streaming the majority of that game, and I look forward to seeing everyone there. Thank you all so much for your support. It means the world. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be feeling 100%, and hopefully the Oilers are also very close to getting to 100% as well. We'll see you soon, Oil Country. Tell someone that you love them, and as always, fight like a kid, fight like Ben. Let's go, Oilers.